Okay, I'm going to post this because a few people have had problems handing in work because they haven't worked out how to use the buttons. So I've logged in as a student. It's actually my son, and I'm going to act as if I'm one of you uploading some work. So we've got a new assignment on introducing probability. So I'll quickly go through an example of handing in this work. So there's my probability scale. I need to do some screenshots and assign my document back. So let's go to the document. Why is that frozen? So I need to get some messages in. Private comments are only visible to the teacher, so it's doing me a little talk about, so you can actually send messages to me directly, and it's got it. Some documents will have a direct message saying, here's your document to send in. And if you've got one of those, you can paste images into here. So, and some of them have questions like write some statements using your own words. So you need to write a full statement there. It is certain I will get a red ticket if I do not hand my work in. Yeah, nice probability statement. And that document, if you want to paste screenshots in, you can paste screenshots in there, or you can attach them as a document, and I'll show you attaching. So in the document, there's a turn in button, so you can turn that bit in. And one attachment. Now, if you turn it in, you may have to request, so you can add more details to it. So because I want to actually put another document to it, I can click the unsubmit button, and that will mean that it's not there for me to mark. And say I want to put in a screenshot here. So I go off and do my document, do my activity, and I'll show you here a couple of things people have made mistakes that I've noticed in. Unlikely is somewhere towards that bottom end. Poor chance, that's something like unlikely. The one people have had problems with is things like impossible. Impossible really does need to go as far to the left as you can. You can't do any better or worse than, you can't do any worse than something being impossible. So I put it as far to the left as I can, making sure there's no tags hanging out. That's probable, possible. These are all random descriptions. There's certain. Certain, a few of you put to this end, you've left gap. That means that there's something better than certain. And there's no such thing better than a certain probability. So I can actually take that screen. I have a couple of ways of doing screenshots. I can press the Alt and the print screen button, or I can use the snipping tool. If you go to the Start menu and start typing in snip, you get a snipping tool that will allow you to select the bit you want to do. I'm just going to use, I need the snipping tool because I need to save it. So I'm going to type in snip, do a new document, and the document, do a new document, and it doesn't matter if I include the top or not. I'm just going to include this boundary. There's my screen, and from there I can do File, make sure this is in your area, File, Save As, check I know which document I want to save it in, so it's in my pictures, and this is exercise on words for probability. So I can save that Word document, and then when I come back into, close them, when I come back to my probability lesson, I can add that document. So add a file, human. This is Zoom being a bit of a pain at the moment. Select my files, and the file I want is in my pictures, exercise words and probability PNG. I'll press open and upload it. So it doesn't matter where you put your picture, you can put it in there as a PNG. If you're doing screenshots, it would be nice if you could do them as PDFs rather than PNGs, because when it comes to market, I can actually write on PDFs. Pictures are harder to write on. Now I click Turn It In. He's sending 2 documents to me. And that's how you can upload a document to me, and it's been completed. So let's go back to its timeline. Have a look at its classwork. In the probability, introduction to the probability scale. That was the one that was due today. Your job today is to get all these other tasks put in. Okay. HandIn submission document, and that's the one he's handed in. Okay. So if you haven't completed the task, please go and check it. This says it's due today. I suspect that means it's already been done. Yeah, it's been turned in. If I scroll to the top of the document, check all tasks have been turned in today, please. All right, that's the end of that video.